Hi, this is Lynn Twyman, founder of Courage Network, and thank you for joining us. We have Arthur Hannibal Stokes, who is CEO and co-founder of an organization called Positive Controversy. Thank you so much for joining us on our program, Arthur.
It's a pleasure. It's a real pleasure to be here.
The name Positive Controversy. For most people, controversy means something negative. Can you tell us what is positive controversy and what does the name mean?
Positive controversy, it's kind of an oxymoron because when you think about something being positive, a lot of times people generation think of it as being corny. And when you think about something being controversial, you think about combatants, you think about just something being kind of negative like you were saying. But what I feel positive controversy is taking the best of kind of like combining the two and saying that just because you're positive don't mean you got to be soft, or just because you're positive don't mean your message got to be whack. I believe that if you're saying something, if you got something of substance to say, then you better say it harder than somebody that ain't talking about nothing. And so that's what positive controversy is. And honestly, I feel like positive controversy is really within all of us because everyone strives to be a better person, but we're all human. So the positive side is you striving to be a better person. The controversial side is that you're human. So that's kind of what positive controversy is.
What is the goal of positive controversy?
Well, positive controversy was really founded to go against the subpar standards that were set by today's society. Positive controversy is really a message, and it's facilitated through music, and it's to raise social awareness and change in the community. And what we really wanted to do was step out there and do something that was a little bit edgy, because positive controversy, it also stands for PC, and a lot of times when you hear PC, you think politically correct. It's anything but that. We're stepping out on the edge and really trying to raise awareness to a lot of different situations that you don't really hear talked about. One of the lines that I utilize in my song is, when a mastermind circle of individuals team up, we talk about the issues most people refuse to bring up. And that's what we wanted to do within our music. And so that's what our organization does. I mean, we do tours, we do events, we do professional and public speaking, and we do a lot of different things right now.
That's great, Art. You're a social entrepreneur. For those who may not know, can you tell us what is a social entrepreneur?
Social entrepreneur is, we're not a nonprofit organization, but we work with nonprofit organizations, and what we wanted to be was the voice of the nonprofit organizations, and we wanted to be out there raising social awareness to a lot of different things. But what we're able to do is we're able to help these nonprofit organizations raise money. And that was major, when we founded the company. We wanted to be a for-profit company that can help nonprofits establish some type of financial basis if they're struggling, or with the government cutting back on different grants and funds. We wanted to step out there and be able to help them kind of be the arm for these different nonprofit organizations within the community.
That's great, Art. And today, a lot of programs are being cut back, in particular, programs for domestic violence. Now, your organization will be addressing several issues, several social issues, as you mentioned, but one in particular is domestic violence and your Wake Up campaign. Tell us more about the Wake Up campaign.
We just did the pre-launch to the Wake Up campaign. What it is it's a campaign to raise awareness and also implement programs to domestic violence. In January, we was lobbying against domestic violence down in VA, and we were doing a lot of different things to create some type of programs for domestic violence. I grew up in an abusive household where I witnessed the evils of domestic violence firsthand. And last year, I lost 2 friends to domestic violence. So the Wake Up campaign was founded out of that. And what we wanted to do was to go nationwide with this message, and we wanted to say, you know what, this is something that is preventable. And a lot of times, I watch a lot of sports, and in order for you to win any type of sports game, you need an offense and a defense. And a lot of time the hotlines are really on defense because after the fact, it already happened, and it's almost like too late. But they're there to coach you through it, and that's very important. But we wanted to be the offense. We wanted to be out there before the stuff even happens, and we're out there in the community, and we're waking the community up. It's almost like taking back to high school, and when you were at the locker and you were unlocking the lock. Sometimes it might be that first one or that second click or that third click that really unlocks the lock. And we don't know if you go into the mind of some of these aggressors and some of the people that's committing these crimes, you don't really know what their training was when growing up. You don't understand what the mindset that they went through. So we want to be out there saying that it's wrong early and catch them in the early stages before they become these ticking time bombs that act out in some type of rage or form of violence. And so that's what the Wake Up campaign is. It's to raise awareness, and it's also to implement programs that would help the victims and potential aggressors before it even happened, almost like changing the hands of time before it was ever even a problem. That's what we want to do. That's what we feel this campaign has the power to do. And we matched it with music and a kind of a neo-hip-hop urban feel to it, and it's never been done before. We've also teamed up with a fashion designer by the name of Do You Clothing Company, which stands for You Could Do Anything You Set Your Mind to, Clothing with Confidence, Do You. And we hooked up with him, who was just featured in Jay-Z's website as one of the top up-and-coming fashion designers in the nation. And so right now, fashion and music has a large influence on people. And so what we wanted to do was put this campaign and put those two things together, and now we got fashion and we got music and we got the message, which is powerful. And so that's the reason why we feel like we have the potential to reach millions of people.
And I understand that the Wake Up campaign is actually the first issue that Positive Controversy chose to address. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
That's awesome. And Art, with you being a survivor of domestic violence, seeing it in your own personal family, having friends that were victims of it, you know firsthand what domestic violence does.
Yes.
Well, Art, that's great that you are taking your own personal experiences and trying to help reach the community at large with a message through music. A lot of young people today need music in order to cope, and music reaches to not only a lot of young people, but to other ages, demographics, all different types of people. So I think it's great what Positive Controversy is trying to do by tackling social issues, helping nonprofit organizations remain sustainable through music. That's wonderful. Now, would you like to give some parting words to the listeners?
Sure. One thing I want to let everybody know is that we're for real and we're serious about what we're doing. We're all over Facebook, we're all over Twitter, and we're all over the social mediums. This next generation is the most socially connected generation, and we're not going to drop the ball on this. I just want everybody to understand that, this message and this, the fashion, the music, the weapon to fight back. And a lot of times when you're going through these situations, as far as domestic violence, you feel helpless. And sometimes, in certain instances, you feel hopeless. I want you guys to know, men, women, boys, girls, I want everybody out there to know that you're not helpless and you're not hopeless. You can call us. You can hit us up on Facebook, hit us up on Twitter. And this video, which is on YouTube, is a weapon. That's what it is. We are arming the world. We're arming this nation. We're arming everybody with a weapon to fight back, because the more people see this video, you never know when somebody's going to be actually going through that. You never know when you might tell somebody that, hey, check this video out, and they're getting ready to go home and hit their wife, and they see this video, and they're like, wow, I really need to wake up. Because that's the name of the campaign. It's called Wake Up, and you can reach us at www.positivecontroversy.com. Like I said, we're everywhere right now, and it's not just a song. We're actually lobbying. We're actually going in the community and getting programs and awareness and things like that, going to the senators, going to the delegates, because we want people to understand that this is serious and it's preventable. Right now, the stat says that 1 out of 3 women will experience some form of domestic violence in their lifetime. And men are going through domestic violence as well. But it's a situation that I feel we can avoid it. We can diminish a lot of the stuff that's going on before it ever happened. And when the new generation come up, we say, look, we didn't have it. Now it's on you guys' clock. Now you got to watch now, per se. I just want to let everybody know that we're real serious about what we're doing, and we're here to help. A lot of times, you see a lot of groups, hip-hop, whatever, come out with a song or come out, and it's all about the partying. It's almost like that's frowned upon right now, and, to say something positive, to talk about something with substance. And I want to take you guys back to a gentleman by the name of Tupac. When he first came out, it was with Brenda's Got a Baby, and Brenda's Got a Baby was about the community. And it was about teen pregnancy, and it was about, and now I'm not saying that I agree and disagree with everything that he was about or that he stood for, but one thing I can tell you is that it should be more about the community. Change doesn't start at the White House. I want to let you guys know that it doesn't start at the White House. The change starts right now. The change that everybody's talking about, that's within the people. That's